लीलाकन्दानकालये हितो नृसिंह हरतो नृसिंह यतो यतो यामि ततो नृसिंह अहे नृसिंह हृदये नृसिंह नरसिंहमदि शरणं प्रपदे तव करकमलवरे नाथा अद्भुत शृंगार ललिता हिरण्यकशिपु अनुगेया जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे किधर है शीट किधर है जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजना यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजना यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव जय बिहारी जय Jai Vishnupat Paramsa Parivraj Gacharya Ashata Sata Srimad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada Ki Namacharya Hajas Thakur Ki Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Dvaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyam Kundada Kundagiri Govardhan Ki वृंदावन धाम की उत्तरा धाम की मायापन दिग्धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगमाई की यमुनामाई की तुलसी महारानी की शिला प्रभुपाद डांस एंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन प्रोग्राम की श्री श्री राधा रास बिहारी ललिता विशाखा की श्री श्री सुतराम सम्मान की श्री श्री गौर निताई की शिला प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की ऑल ग्लोरीज टू सम डिवोटीज ऑल ग्लोरीज टू सम डिवोटीज all glories to some devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 28, Text number 24. 3.28.24. मिला ऊरु सुपर्ण भुजयोर अधिशोभमाना ओजो निधि अतसिका कुसुमावभासो व्यालंबी पीतवरवाससि वर्तमाना कांची कलाप परिरंभी नितंब बिंबम ऊरु सुपर्ण भुजयोर अधिशोभमाना ओजो निधि अतसिखा कुसुमावभासो व्यालंबी पीतवरवाससि वर्तमाना कांची कलाप परिरंभी नितंब बिंबम ऊरु सुपर्ण भुजयोर अधिशोभमाना ओजो निधि अत शिखा कुसुमावभासो व्यालंबी पीतवरवाससि वर्तमाना कांची कलापरिरंभी नितंब बिंबम. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivinoda Swami Srila Prabhupada. Next, the yogi should fix his mind in meditation on the personality of Godhead's thighs, the storehouse of all energy. The Lord's thighs are whitish blue, like the luster of the linseed flower, and appear most graceful when the Lord is carried on the shoulders of Garuda. Also, the yogi should contemplate his rounded hips, which are encircled by a girdle that rests on the exquisite yellow silk cloth that extends down to his ankles. The personality of Godhead is the reservoir of all strength, and his strength rests on the thighs of his transcendental body. His whole body is full of opulences, all riches, all strength, all fame, all beauty, all knowledge, and all renunciation. The yogi is advised to meditate upon the transcendent form of the Lord, beginning from the soles of the feet and then gradually rising to the knees, to the thighs, and finally arriving at the face. The system of meditating on the Supreme Personality of Godhead begins from his feet. The description of the transcendent form of the Lord is exactly represented in the Archavigraha, the statue in the temples. Generally, the lower part of the body of the statue of the Lord is covered with yellow silk. That is the Vaikuntha dress, or the dress that Lord wears in the spiritual sky. The cloth extends down to the Lord's ankles. Thus, since the yogi has so many transcendental objectives on which to meditate, there is no reason for his meditating on something imaginary, as is the practice of the so-called yogis, whose objective is impersonal. Om Ajnanatimrindasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Yamandu Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurami Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishwanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Mancha Karvatarujasya Kripa Sindhu Vyadivasya Patitanam Bhavedro Vaishnavendro Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Kalinga Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. इधर आ जाइए. Last week we discussed all those devotees who miss classes, they should hear online so that they will have continuity. We discussed about how to follow Guru, right? Then we discussed about 3 disciples of Amogha Dhomya. One was Aruni and then very good. Right? So today we will discuss a very important story, and then the Yoga Rahasyam, the inner meaning behind that story, right? So Mahabharata, you can get three levels of meanings from all the stories from Mahabharata, even Bhagavatam also. One is Laukika Artha, another is Dharmika Artha, and then third one is Tattvika Artha. Right? Laukika Artha means Niti, so he told the truth, so he got that benefit. He told a lie, he got destroyed. Right? How do we behave in this world? Like that. And then Dharmika Artha. Right? So for everything we should not think of immediate result. Dharma, by performing dharmic activities, you may not be happy in this world, that is another thing, but in the next life definitely you will. So whatever dharma, dharmic activities we perform, we will get result in the next life. So what dharma we have to follow, what dharma we can learn from this particular pastime, and then Tattvika Artha means Adhyatmika, means ultimate liberation, right? Like that every story we have. So starting with today, Paulama Parva, in Mahabharata there are 100 Parvas, right? 18 main Parvas and then remaining are Upaparvas. So this Paulama Parva teaches us very interesting lesson. Laukika Artha, we can learn is this Paulama is a very dear wife of Bhrigu Maharshi. One day, a demon named Paulama, he came and captured her. And then she was crying. Why are you, that time she was pregnant. Then he called Agni Dev. Please give witness. Is she my wife? Is she my wife? Does she belong to me? Agni Bhattaraka, Agni Dev, he gave Sakshi that yes, she belongs to you. But she is actually wife of Bhrigu Muni. But Agni Dev was giving a witness that she belongs to you. So what you do? Like that. Then what is the main story behind this? Because please all of you remember, especially mothers. In the childhood, Paulama's father, because this girl is very naughty, he told, if you don't stop, I will give you to that Rakshasa. Right? To that Rakshasa. Then still she was crying. Oh Rakshas, please take my daughter. He told that. And then there, this Paulama Rakshasa was sitting there. That's why in Mahabharata it is said, everywhere there are Tatastu Devatas. Tatastu? You know what is Tatastu? Huh? What is Tatastu? Let it be. Huh? Let it happen. Tatastu. Tata astu. Hare Krishna. So that's why in the commentary it is said, parents especially should be very careful not to utter such inauspicious words, inauspicious things. You know, बोलते रहते हैं ना, भूत को दे दूंगा, पुलिस वाला आएगा, गब्बर को दे दे. Hare Krishna. So this Polama Rakshasa, as soon as he saw this beautiful, Brahmin lady, Polama, he became very attracted to her. Then he kidnapped her. Meanwhile, because at the time she was, advanced pregnancy, so because of tension and all, that child fell from the womb. That's why he became Chavana Muni. What? Chavana Muni. Because he fell from the womb of his mother. Chavana means falling down. That's why it is said, don't keep your children the names of Rakshasas, Ravanasur, Hiranyakashipu. Taimur, all these demons are there. Kilji, Jai. That is one story, one lesson you can learn. So this Chavanamuni, this boy, newborn boy, is so powerful. Seeing the condition of his mother, he simply did hunkar. He just shouted at him. Then that Polama Rakshasa fell down and dead. That is Bhrigu Muni's son, so powerful. So there is one verse, Aham hi sarva yajnana bhokta cha prabhureva cha natumam abhijananti tatvenatas chavantite. Chavantite. One who doesn't understand that I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead and then I am the enjoyer of all the sacrifices, he will definitely fall down from his path, from his position. Chavantite. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 9th chapter. So Chavan Muni, because he fell from the womb of his mother, his name became Chavan Muni. Later on, Bhrigu Muni came to know, then she came running, aisa ho gaya, she was crying. Bhrigu Muni came to know the entire story. Then he said, who told him? Bhrigu Muni asked, who told him that you are his wife and all that? Then they said, Agni Dev. Bhrigu Muni cursed Agni Dev that you become Sarva Bhakshaka, all devouring. Agni Dev became very upset. Agni Dev is Vasunam Pavakaschasmi, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Which chapter? 10th chapter. Rudranam Sankarashchasmi Vittesho Yakshasam Vasunam Pavakaschasmi Meru Sikarinam Aham. So I am of the Vasus, I am Agnidev, Pavaka. Like that. So Agni Bhattaraka, he became very angry and upset that I am the mouth, through me the Pitrus, they take their food on Amavasya. Devata, on Amavasya one should worship Pitrus. Then on Paurnami one should worship Devatas. One should offer oblations. So on Paurnami I take the offering through my mouth, for Devatas. And like that, all these yajnas and all that stuff. Then he withdrew himself. Agnidev, because he became upset because of the curse. Then he said, what is my mistake? I gave witness because it is the truth. Her father told that, her father told that this girl, I am giving it to her. So that it is said that in the courts, nowadays they have, paid sakshis. Witness. You pay them and then they will, like that. So it is mentioned, Agnidev is saying that if somebody gives false witness, or if somebody wants, somebody knows the truth, but he doesn't give witness, for 7 generations, 7 generations, they will rot in the hell. Agnidev said. So it is very, how can I, endure that kind of suffering? That is why, like that. So then Brahmaji pacified him and said, okay, whichever thing you burn, they will become purified. So don't worry, nobody will blame you, like that. So that is the Paulama Parva. This Menaka, she is a serial offender. Right? Once what happened? She combined with Vishwamitra Muni, and she gave birth to Shakuntala, and then she left her. She has no motherly feeling, nothing. She left her. And then one more time, one more sage became attracted to Menaka. Then she became pregnant, and then she left that girl in the forest, right? And then just imagine, Menaka's daughter, how beautiful she is. She must be. Her name was Pramadvara. What? Pramadvara. Once one sage came to then one sage, just like Kanva Muni, one sage saw this beautiful girl, then he took her and then adopted her as his daughter, and then he brought her up. And then there is one sage, Ruburu. When he saw this girl, he became attracted, right? Then he married her. One day, Pramadvara, a very beautiful lady, she was going in the forest, and then one cobra bit her, and then she died. Right? Then they tried to revive her and all that. Then this Rishi, her husband, came. Then he started crying, because she is a very beautiful lady. Then he was so much in love with her, like that. So all her beauty gone. When somebody is bitten by a snake, what happens? Kala kala ho jata hai. Kala kala ho jata hai. One of our devotee, he has a very high, he is no more. He had a high diabetes. So he was eating neem, so much neem he was eating. Then one day, so his whole body became bitter, He was unable to eat sweet, Then one day, one snake bit him. Snake died. Anyway, so snake bites happen because of Kalka Prabha. They don't bite everybody. किसी का टाइम आ जाता है ना, Krishna sends a snake to bite. Suppose somebody has to die, right? So very interesting. Prabhupada said, if sometimes snake is bitten somebody, then they don't burn the body. They throw that body into the waters, and sometimes he will regain his life. Prabhupada told this. Then, anyway, so the snake has bitten, and then he is crying. So this lamentation is always there. Like that. He is a great sage. He is not an ordinary person. Then Devatas, they came. I said, my dear sir, don't cry. Once somebody is dead, you cannot bring her back and all that. Then he was crying, I want my wife back. I want my wife back. Then the Devatas said, if you give half of your lifespan, right? Half of your lifespan, she can get back the life. Then he said, I am ready. So he gave his half of his lifespan to Pramadvara, and then she came back to life. So that is different love stories in Mahabharata. Right? So then this sage became very, very angry with the snakes. Then whenever he would see any snake, he would die. He would kill them, he would punish them and all. And once he was hitting one snake, two-headed snake. That snake was some sage or something in his last life. And then somebody cursed him, and then he became a snake, two-headed snake. And that snake advised him that for a Brahmana, violence is a taboo. Brahmana means no violence. Right? One should practice one's tapasya and yoga, abhyas and all that without causing any pain to any living entity. That is Brahmana. Right? If Brahmana also starts eating meat, then he is not a Brahmana. Then he told the story of Maharaj Janmejaya. How he was doing Sarpayaga. So today's story, why I read that verse, I will narrate, I will come now. Sarpayaga, Janmejaya Maharaj, after Parikshit Maharaj was killed by the snake, Takshaka, he was very angry with the snake jati. Then he performed a very huge sacrifice. It is called Sarpayaga. Anybody heard? So many snakes were killed. And then anyway, next week I will tell the story. Then complete story of this Astik Muni and how he stopped this Sarpayaga. Otherwise, he was so angry that the sages, they were actually, the Takshaka took shelter of Indra. Then Maharaj Janmejaya told, along with Indra, put him into the fire. And then Takshaka was, taking shelter. Along with Indra, they wanted to put him in the fire. Then last minute Astik Muni saved. Next week I will tell the story. So, why the Sarpayaga has taken place? What are those snakes? Who are those snakes who are killed in Sarpayaga? This is a Sauparnika Parva. I will narrate very briefly the story of Garuda. Kashyap Muni had many wives. Right? All the santan, these fools, they say, Darwin's theory, from amoeba it came and all. But in Mahabharata Adiparva, it is very nicely described. All the jati, all the species are born from Kashyap Muni. Kashyap Muni is the father of all living entities. He created through his wives. So he had two wives. One was Kadru Many wives, but Kadru and Vinata. Both are sisters, but both are became Southern. At that time, I don't want to describe, but elaborate description was there. Samudra Manthan has taken place. From Samudra Manthan, Uchchaishrava horse was recovered. That Uchchaishrava horse was completely white in color. How silly these ladies they fight, that just imagine, beginning of Satyuga also. It's very silly. Kadruva and Vinata, they are having a discussion. Kadruva asked Vinata that what is the color of the Uchchaishrava Ashvam? Uchchaishrava. Vinata said it's completely white. Kadruva said, if any black spot is found on the horse, what will you do? Vinata said, if you show any black spot on the Uchchaishrava horse, I will become your dasi. Otherwise, you have to become my dasi. Very stupidity, Then this Kadruva, she called, Kadruva is the mother of all the sarpas, all the snakes. Kadruva told some of the very black snakes, very black snakes, hey, that black snakes, then he said, you go and cover up, the tail of Uchchaishrava Ashwa, horse. Some of the snakes, they said, ये तो विनता हमारा मौसी है, मौसी है, ऐसा, we don't want to do any injustice to our mausi. This is anyaya, this is injustice. Like that, we will not do. Kadruva, even though their mother, she cursed those snakes that when in future, when Janmejay Maharaj would perform Sarpayaga, all of you will die in the fire sacrifice.
Mother only cursed.
And then you are shocked. Then Kadruva, then when the other sons, they became very scared of their mother. They said, okay. Then they rounded up, the tail of Uchchaishrava Ashram. And they said, Vinata, she told, see, Vinata, now you become my maid servant. उसका बहन ही है और उसका सौतन भी है. वो विनता को दासी बना दी. Dasatvam is not good, So that time she was pregnant. Vinata was pregnant. Husband is also helpless. बोलना चाहिए था ना. ये क्या? ऐसा कश्यप मुनि handpicked husband. Then one wife was cooking chimta, that chapati, chimta. She was making chapati. Then the husband comes and, all my friends are going to Bangkok. Then immediately she took out the tawa and then she started eating that chimta. No, actually I told them I am not coming. So she became at that time she was very 1000 years happened. She was not giving birth. Then she hit on her stomach, and then one egg fell off, and then it is still not fermented or whatever. So out of that, a disabled son was born. His name was Aruna. You know who is Aruna? Very good. He is the chariot driver of Surya. So Aruna also cursed. I forgot what curse he gave to Vinata. Then he said, other son, don't be in a hurry. It will take some time. But he is a very, very powerful son. Very, very powerful son. After many thousands of years, Garuda was born. That is why his name is 10th chapter Bhagavad Gita. Vainateyascha Pakshinaha. Right? What is that? Praladashasmi Daityanam Kalam Kalotamaham Mruganam cha Mrugendreyaham Vainateyascha Pakshinaha. Of all the birds, I am Vainateya, Garuda. Garuda is very important, he is our Guru. He plays a very important role in our lives. So hear this story very carefully. Right? So as just like a dasi ka putra, dasi banta hai na, das. So Garuda is a very, very powerful personality, but he became a servant of these stupid serpents. And then snakes means rascal, envious living entities. And then Garuda was he was asked to carry all these stupid foolish serpents everywhere. So Garuda used to take them. One day Garuda was very, very angry. He took them near the sun globe. Many of the sun's snakes are burned, So one day Garuda asked Vinata that what should we do to make you free from dasatvam? From dasatvam. Vinata said, ask them only. Then she went and asked Mausi, what can I do to make our Vinata, my mother, free from dasatvam? And she said, if you bring amritam from Swargaloka and feed us, you can become free from dasatvam. So it is a very impossible task, going to Indraloka, and then in Indraloka, Swargaloka, Indra was protecting that Amrita Kalash by keeping very, very poisonous snakes. Right? So now Garuda's, what we learn from Garuda's this pastime. Please hear very carefully. Garuda went to his father. Then he asked, my dear father, please give me blessings that I can bring amritam from. Then he asked, please provide me food in such a way that I can get a food without causing too much pain to other living entities. Then Kashyap Muni said, you go and eat nishadas in the ocean. They are very troublesome to devatas. You eat them. Then maybe next time I will tell, there are two living entities who are fighting for many, many years. They are Gaja Kachapa, one elephant and one tortoise. Both are brothers only.
In the water.
Yeah, they are only. They are fighting, brothers only. They cursed each other. Both are sages in the previous life. They cursed each other. You become Kachapa, then you become Gaja. And then after becoming Gaja and Kachapa also they are fighting. Then he said, when Garuda ji comes and eats both Garuda and Kachapa, then they will become free from that curse. Then Garuda caught them. The condition is that he should not keep them anywhere on the floor or something like that. Then he caught them and he was going. Then he has to sit on a branch of a tree and then eat them. Then by the time he was carrying them, Gaja and Kachapa, they are huge. This pastime is happening in the heavenly planet. So they are huge, like that. And then wherever he would go, the tree would tell, my dear Garuda, don't sit on us because Garuda is a huge bird, interplanetary traveling in
Space.
spaceman, space bird, traveling from one planet to another planet. It's very gorgeous, like that. So this Garuda told, so the trees were telling every no, don't sit on our branch, we'll, our tree, we'll crush it, like that. Finally, there is one banyan tree. He said, please, you can, it's a huge banyan tree, so you can, banyan tree agreed that you can sit on me. But unfortunately, there are sages, Valikilyas. You heard? Valikilyas. You heard? Who are Valikilyas? They are only size of angusta, thumb. They are only a size of thumb sized. They are great sages. But they are, they're only that much size. They are hanging on the branch of the tree. So, when he sat on that branch broke, and then these Valakilyas, they were actually falling. Then immediately Garuda caught that branch of the tree in his beaks, and then he was flying across. Then meanwhile, Kashyapuni came and prayed to Valakilya, please, my son is on a mission, don't curse them. Don't curse him. Please, he will do something. He will not harm you. He will make sure that you are safe. Then Valakilya said, okay, if he safely land, no problem. These Valakilyas only are the cause for the birth of Garuda, because once, Brahmaji was performing yajna, then Brahmaji ordered all the sages and everybody to bring their paraphernalia. These Valakilyas, they were carrying one dry stick, because they are so small. Indra, he was carrying big paraphernalia, like Hanumanji was laughing at squirrel, like that. So Indra laughed at Valakilyas, अच्छा कैसा, बहुत अच्छा सेवा कर रहे हैं, एक dry wood लेके आ रहे हैं, हम देखो हम इतना लेके, right? Prabhupada says, pride in the service, is not good, Then Valakilyas became very angry that you rascal, you mock at us, you laugh at us, we will curse you, that another Indra will be born. Then all the Devatas and all, they came, they said, pray to Valakilyas that, please take back your curse, because there cannot be another Indra. He is already Indra. Then he said, okay, what to do? But he said, I have already given curse, but okay, I will adjust that curse. A very powerful bird will be born. He is Pakshindra. He will defeat you one day. Right? So somehow or other, on Himalayas, he landed. Then he ate that Gajakachapa. Then safely put them, Valakilyas. Then Valakilyas blessed him that he go and defeat Indra and come. Then Indra, Garuda flew to the Swarga, and then there is a huge fight between Devatas and Garuda. And then Garuda, very, very powerful. He was just hitting them with his wings, and all of them are falling down. Then ultimately Indra took Vajrayadam, and then he hit Garuda. Garuda said, actually this Vajrayadam cannot do anything to me. But Vajrayadam is blessed by Lord Vishnu. If I do not get hurt by this Vajrayadam, it will be an insult to Lord Vishnu and that sage, what's his name? Dadichi Muni, his tapasya and all. One hair, hair bolte hain. Hair? Kya bolte hain? Feather. One feather, he dropped it. He said, it's because of Vajrayadam. Then Indra is very tricky guy, tricky. Telugu, there is a saying, if it is possible, catch the head, otherwise catch the feet. దొరికితే తల లేకపోతే కాళ్ళు. Yeah, catch the gardan if it is possible, otherwise catch the feet. So Indra said, Aisa, you are very, very powerful. You defeated me. Let us be friends. Dosti, friendship. Garuda said, why not? Friendship. Then Indra said, so dosti mein no sorry, no thanks. Right? But लेकिन मेरा एक इच्छा है, like what? Please don't give this amritam to the snakes. They already rascal hai, envious hai. You give amritam to the snakes, then the whole world will become ruined if you give, amritam to the snakes. Right? Then Garuda said, okay, now we are friends. We will do see. I have no intention of giving amritam to the snakes, but I have a problem that I have to release my mother from the slavery, dasatvam. You do one thing. I will give the amritam, and I will keep the pot of amritam in front of the snakes. Said, I will tell, release my mother, then I will take my mother and go away. You come from behind and steal. You steal. Rather. So, then Garuda took the pot of amritam, and then he flew across, and then he went to Kadru and her sons. Then he kept on the darba grass. He kept the amritam pot on darba grass. Then he said, see, take the amritam, release my mother. I brought the amritam. Then Kadru said, okay, take your mother. And then all the snakes, they were rushing forward to drink the amritam. So Garuda took his mother. He said, अरे ऐसा बिना नहाए दो ये खा रहे हो, अच्छा से go and take bath in the river and अच्छा अंगवस्त्र पहनो, and then give dakshina to brahmanas and then drink amritam. And then they went and took bath, and meanwhile Indra came and took. So darva grass, they thought, the snakes, they thought that amrita must have fell on this darba grass. They licked this darba grass. That is why snakes' tongues are torn. They are
Splitted
yeah. So they are cut. So now we will understand tattva. So later on, the great what Garuda has done, he followed dharma and tyaga. Dharma, because as a son he performed his dharma to release his mother from dasatvam by performing a very adventurous act. He risking his life. That is dharma. But tyaga, he did not drink amritam. He is not interested in amritam because he said, I am not qualified to drink amritam. It is meant for devatas. I am a pakshi, so I don't want amritam. So what is that? Dharma and tyaga. So he is, see, in the entire story, Lord Vishnu is not there in the picture, right, so far. But whatever dharmic activities we are doing, whatever sacrificial activities we are doing, Krishna is observing. So Krishna, Lord Vishnu Narayana, was very pleased with the attitude of Garuda. Then he came to Garuda. Then Garuda, I am very pleased with your dharma and tyaga. So dharma and tyaga attract Vishnu. Right? Attract Vishnu. Then Garuda said, my dear sir, very nice, thank you. So Vishnu, Lord Narayana said, hey Garuda, if you want any benediction, you ask me. You ask me. Garuda said, thank you very much. I am very satisfied with whatever I have. I don't want anything from you. But you came all the way from Vaikunta. You want anything, ask me, I will give you. Lord Krishna said, okay, smile. Okay, then please become my carrier? Vahana. That's why he became Garuda Vahana.
Sauparna is Sauparna Parva, right?
Yeah, Sauparna. So another name of Garuda is Sauparna. So Sauparna means the wings. Now another tattva I am going to tell you. Now dharma, I spoke about dharma. I spoke about laukika. Then now I am going to speak about tattva. What is tattva behind this pastime? Right? Here very carefully. The wings of the Garuda represent, when he flaps his wings, the Vedic chants you can hear. Veda mantras one can hear when they flap the wings. So that is why Garuda is Veda Swarupa. Right? Then who is on top of Garuda? Lord Vishnu. So what is the purpose of understanding Vedas? Is to attain Lord Vishnu. Sorry man, you understand? You understood the tattva? What?
When the wings flap, you can hear the Vedic hymns.
Yeah.
So through that you can reach Vishnu.
Yeah, he is Veda Swarupa. Garuda is Veda Swarupa. On Veda Purusha, on top of Veda Purusha is Vishnu. So through Vedas you have to understand Vishnu. Where did Krishna say? You are the only one who knows. Tell. Krishna says in 15th chapter Bhagavad Gita. Sarvasya chaham hridhi sannivishto matta smriti jnanam apohanam cha vedescha sarver ahameva vedyo vedanta krut veda videva chaham. Through Vedas I am to be known. So Garuda, if you worship Garuda, you will understand Krishna, because that is why I read that verse. One must meditate Krishna, Lord Vishnu sitting on Garuda. Right? Sitting on Garuda. Every day morning, I tell you, right? Every time. You remember this pastime that Gajendra offering a lotus flower to Vishnu sitting on Garuda. Right? Garuda, he came on Garuda. Right? Lord Vishnu came on Garuda. His name was Hari, Shri Hari. That's why we tell you chant Shri Hari, Shri Hari, Shri Hari 3 times in the morning. Then you meditate on the pastime of Gajendra offering a lotus flower to Lord Vishnu. Like that. So he became delivered. Like that every day one must meditate on this pastime. On the scene where Lord Narayana was sitting on the Garuda, and then Garuda is coming and flapping his wings and chanting the Vedic mantras, and then Lord Narayana is sitting there and smiling, and then receiving the flower from Gajendra, and then giving moksha to Gajendra. So this is now I will conclude by saying this, that all human beings, we want only 2 things in our life. You know what are they? Ishta prapti, anishta parihara. Whatever we like, whatever we love, we want to get it. Then whatever we don't like, whatever is unfavorable in our life, we want to get it. Get it. So, in this, that is why there are many yajnas are prescribed. They are, abhisara yajnas, abhisara mantras. There are many yajnas were there, were prescribed to. In this age of Kali, it's very, very impossible to perform these yajnas. That is why Veda Vyasa Muni fitted in behind all these stories one yajnafal, You know, if you read Ramayana very carefully, this Rishishringa Muni, he performed Garuda Chayana Yajnam. You know, Garuda Chayana Yajnam means they make with atta, the shape of Garuda. You know, shape of Garuda, and take little pieces and put in the fire. It is called Garuda Chayana Yajnam. If there is a abhav, you know, there is a drought and all that, they used to perform this Garuda Chayana Yajna, and then you will get rains. Right? But in this age of Kali, it is very, very difficult to perform these yajnas. Anybody who reads this pastime of Garuda stealing Amrita and saving his mother from the Dasatvam, they will get the benefit of performing that yajna. So simple. But like that, you know, like other day I was reading Skanda Purana, I was preparing for the lecture, that anybody who takes bath in ocean in Puri, they will get the benefit of performing a Rajasuya Yajna. You know, for every, so in Kali Yuga, that is why in Ramayana and Valmiki Muni, in Mahabharata and Bhagavatam, Vyas Muni, he described all these pastimes. Okay? He described all these pastimes. That you read this pastime, you will get the benefit of performing so and so yajna. You read this pastime, you will get this, like that, you know. It is given. Samajh mein? Huh? This is Garuda, you know, Suparna Upakhyanam from Mahabharata. Very, very, this story is from Vedas. So, very important pastime to understand. How do we attract Lord Vishnu? Huh?
Praying to Garuda.
Huh?
Praying to Garuda.
How do we attract Lord Vishnu?
By dharma
Huh?
and yeah.
Yeah. What is dharma? Right? There are various levels of dharma. समझ में आया आप सबको? Interesting? हाँ? आपको समझ में आया? Right? So I request all of you, you know, from tomorrow morning, every day, you know, every day morning, as soon as you wake up, chant Shri Hari, Shri Hari, Shri Hari, and then sit and then close your eyes and then meditate on the pastime of Gajendra fighting with crocodile, that Sarovar, that the sky, and then the garden, then demigods. Then you meditate on the form of Lord Narayana, with four-handed form of Lord Narayana, wearing Shankha Chakra, Gada Padma, and with beautiful lotus eyes, and then very beautiful, you know, hair, and wearing a diamond-studded crown, smiling, and then Gajendra offering then Lord Narayana sitting on Garuda, and then meditate on Garuda, flapping his wings, and hear the Vedic chants, and then pray to Garuda, please reveal the meaning of Bhagavatam, Mahabharata, Vedas in my heart. Right? This is the purpose of the story. That is why in the beginning itself, Vyasa Muni described this pastime. Hare Krishna. Interesting, right? Mahabharata. Huh? I will tell you more interesting stories. Next week we will hear, you know, Sarpayaga, Astik Muni, Jaratkaru. Very interesting, all these sages, they are very cranky, you know. Jaratkaru, they said, he wanted, that his Pitrus told him to marry. He said, I will marry only a lady who has name of Jaratkaru. किधर से मिलेगा? I'll tell you the story. Thank you, Hare Krishna.